Spoke AIOT brings the power of IoT and connected field service directly into the Salesforce platform. Used in conjunction with Salesforce service solutions like Salesforce Field Service and ServiceMax, we can improve asset uptime and enable autonomous service execution across the value chain. Let's take a look at a few use cases and see how it works. Meet Eric. As a product manager, he uses Spoke AIOT to monitor his asset performance and analyze trends, with the goal of improving his asset uptime. The IoT console gives Eric a high-level view of his entire asset base, along with visual status indicators through either a map or data view. He can use the left column to sort and filter using dynamic categories, status, and location to find specific assets. By clicking on each asset, he can quickly see a summary of the asset, its current status, and relevant details. From here, he can click on the asset name to drive into that object. Inside the asset object, Spoke includes out-of-the-box Lightning Web components to allow Eric to see both the detailed summary and also the context data, which we push up to the edge. Since we do all of our analysis and rules processing out on the edge, where the asset resides, this allows the asset info like account types, service contracts, and entitlements to be used along with sensor data in real time to make smart decisions in context of that asset and that account. We also enable Eric to send commands directly to the asset, allowing him to service assets remotely without having to go on site. The Spoke AIOT tab displays our digital twin hierarchy view, allowing Eric to see not only the current asset, but all the associated assets and their sensor data to see a holistic view of that entire family. Scrolling down, he can see the current asset sensor data from our interactive chart, allowing you to zoom in and pan as needed to see the sensor data. He can also access the data view and even export that out to Excel if needed. Eric can also access historical data, either through snapshots that have been automatically generated by alert or an event, or by choosing a specific date range. Spoke can also display the install base technical attributes, the latest values recorded, and even the delta between the last two recorded values. By monitoring and analyzing the asset performance over time, Eric is able to refine his alert rules and create predictive and automated service responses to maximize the asset uptime and keep his customers up and running. Now, let's switch over to Susan, who uses the IoT setup to create and edit new thing types, calculations, and alert rules. The IoT setup works just like Salesforce, allowing Susan to set up the required assets, attributes, and rules using clicks, not code. She'll start by adding a new thing type, which are the common categories or families across the entire asset base. Inside the thing type record, she can quickly adjust any necessary fields. Set up our digital twin hierarchy, which we saw earlier. Add the appropriate sensors and their attributes. Push any of the context fields out to the edge for calculations. Add the calculated fields that we'll be analyzing. And add the appropriate alert conditions and formulas, which trigger the proper service responses through notifications, automated flows, or even Apex triggers for more complex actions. We've even added drop-down fields to make creating those formulas quick and easy. Now we'll take a look at how businesses can use Spoke AIOT to better achieve SLAs, improve their first-time fix rate and their mean time to repair, by detecting failures in real time and automating the service response, ordering parts, assigning the technician, and giving them a snapshot of what happened leading up to that failure. In this example, we were just notified that a new high-priority work order has automatically been created due to an alert coming in from an asset. As we can see in the console, this asset is an alert status. And under the Work Order tab, an open work order has already been created. Checking out the details of the work order, we see that it was automatically generated due to receiving a fault code of F005. Since the fault code is a known issue, we can also associate the correct parts for this fix automatically. And since this is a high priority, we also automatically assigned our nearest qualified field technician, Frank, to the work order. Frank logs into his Mobile Go app, checks the new work order, and also has access to the IoT data notifying him of the F005 fault code. He can also access the snapshot that was automatically generated, giving him the sensor data 30 minutes leading up to the fault. Here, he can further diagnose and confirm the issue prior to arriving on site. Once confirmed, he can also check out that he has the correct parts needed to service the issue, and he is ready to head over to the customer location. In this scenario, let's see how Ian, the call center agent, uses Spoke AIOT to avoid truck rolls and improve customer satisfaction by remotely diagnosing and fixing the issue, all from within the Salesforce console. Ian receives a message from Gail that she has an asset that is not performing as expected. Since none of the assets seem to be in alert status, Ian switches over the data view to drill into the appropriate asset. Here, Ian accesses the Spoke AIOT panel and scrolls down to see if he can uncover what the issue is through the sensor data. Since everything seems to be acting appropriately, he accesses a knowledge article which suggests the issue may be resolved with a simple firmware update, which he can perform instantly through the Think Command web component. He pushes the command to update the firmware and confirms with Gail that the update has fixed the issue and the asset is back up and running as expected. By setting up usage-based preventative maintenance plans, our dispatcher, Satish, was able to improve asset uptime, service response time, and eliminate hours of manual back-office processes. Let's take a look at a preventive maintenance plan that Satish has set up for one of his customers. Here, he's entered the start and end date for how long this maintenance plan will run. In the related details, he can define how often we should be scheduling work orders based on the usage, and which assets should be covered by this maintenance plan. After that, once the asset reaches the set threshold, typically around 90%, we'll automatically generate the work order and send out the technician. For more information on how Spoke AIOT can help your business harness the power of IoT and connected field service, visit us at spokeaiot.com.